If you get a thought or an impression pop in your mind, how do you actually tell if that was a message from your spirit guides or if it's just your own mind making things up? This can be a real frustration for people, so I want to make this really clear for you in today's video. Hi, my name is Melissa and I am the founder of the Spirit Guided Life School. I'm here to help you connect with your angels, develop your intuition, and find your unique life purpose. If you're new here, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and stay tuned to these weekly videos for your spiritual journey. So it can be frustrating. How can you tell when you get a hunch, an impression, or an idea pop in your mind if that really was your angels? People ask me this question all the time, emphasis on the word really, but how can I tell if it's really them? So I want to share with you 5 tips today that's going to help you answer this question for yourself and really trust in your communication with your guides. The most important thing to know is that if you have this challenge, if you are challenged in telling the difference between your own mind and your guides, then you are likely overly in your intellect. You have 2 parts to your nature as a soul. You have your feeling intuitive nature. That is your sensitivity, your awareness, your hunches, your inspiration, and your desires. Then you have your intellectual nature. So this is the thinking, organizing, directed part of you. Now, most of us in our society have learned to be more in the intellect than the feeling nature, because that's how we're raised. That's how society is. Society is overly intellectual. We think all the time. And the more intuitive feeling side of you is usually neglected, often even told it's wrong, it's weird, don't listen to that, suppress it. So it's no wonder that most of us are out of balance. But if you were in balance, if you were in touch with your intuitive side of yourself, you wouldn't actually have this concern in the first place. You wouldn't have the concern of being able to tell the difference. And here's why. When you're trying to figure that out, you're doing it from your intellect, from your thoughts. But the only way to perceive the messages of your angels is through your feeling sensitivity. So you can see right there that it's a never-ending battle. You're never going to figure it out because that is not your intellect's job. Your intellect never picks up inspirations from your angels, and it never will. That is the job of your spiritual part, your feeling, psychic nature. And when you become more experienced with trusting and feeling things through your psychic nature, it will just become clear. You won't even have to question it in the first place. So that means that the key to this is practice, practice, practice. Practice developing that more psychic part of yourself. Use it more often. Bring it to the forefront. Take classes and workshops and experience it for yourself. I don't recommend so much reading books or reading things online. I really recommend that if you want to develop your intuitive part, you're going to experience it. You need to practice it and do it, not just think about it. Because remember, thinking and reading and learning is an intellectual exercise. That's not what we want to develop here. We want to develop your feeling part. So along with that, tip 2 is to become really comfortable with that part of yourself. Many of you are afraid of it. Maybe you had religious upbringing or fear implanted in you from parents or somebody else. Who knows who it was? It doesn't really matter at this point. Everybody's doing the best they know how, but you now get the chance to change how you want to operate. And if you're afraid of that intuitive part, if it makes you feel uncomfortable or out of control or dizzy even, you need to just slowly but surely allow yourself and your body and your nervous system to become comfortable with trust, with feelings, and with sensitivity. Now, a practical thing that you can do, tip 3, is to practice asking your guides to give you a key word. And I have other videos on this channel about that. Getting clairaudient messages is a great place to start because you can perceive that a little more easily sometimes than a feeling or knowing or a vision. Ask for one word to pop in your mind And then practice just trusting it and seeing what it means to you. Practice, practice, practice. Tip number 4 is that your guides' messages will pop in your mind out of nowhere. It's really your first impression. You don't need to analyze it. You don't need to really put any effort into coming up with it. And that's how you start to make the distinction between when it's your guide speaking with you and when it's your own thoughts coming in. Because when you're perceiving something from your angels, it just pops into your consciousness out of nowhere because it actually came from another soul. You perceive the energy being directed towards you. Now, tip number 5 is a really good one. If you get chills at the same time as you're receiving messages, the feeling of goosebumps or tingling or shivers going down your spine, that is a really good sign that your angels are close to you and your physical body is feeling that energy, that high vibration of energy in the forms of chills, tingling, goosebumps. Only your angels can give you that feeling of chills. So if you get that feeling, that sense at the same time as you're picking up an impression, that's a pretty good sign that you're connecting with your angels, and really go with it. Trust it. Don't doubt yourself. Like I said, with practice, this won't even be a concern anymore. You'll easily be able to tell when your angels are moving in and sharing something with you and when it's your own mind. There's a different tone to it. There's a different feeling to it. It's a different experience, but mostly that comes with practice. And I hope that you will join me on this journey of connecting directly with your spirit guides. I'll see you soon.